Hello, people. Welcome and thank you for tuning in to our Bettery Hub channels Live by Design series, your weekly dose of transformative business ideas and solutions, where we bring you entrepreneurs, business owners, and experts from financial industry on how they grow their businesses, build their influence, and more importantly, making a difference and impact beyond the financial industry. So stay tuned and engage with us to learn how these leaders and business owners got to where they are today and discover their X factor. I'm your host, Shakti, certified and qualified to bring you satisfaction and whole lot of action with our guest speaker. Now, today, I'm definitely thrilled with our guest speaker, Evan Tan, a young entrepreneur, life designer, and planner. Evan started his professional career in the Army as an infantry officer, serving as an company 2IC in an airbase defense squadron. Evan understood the challenges of dealing with unknowns and unexpected while leading his men to navigate the VUCA and to be prepared. Evan left the military service to seek new challenges after serving successful tour of duty in an airbase and the Officer Cadet School, where he guided and instructed more than 200 would-be officers in the Singapore Armed Forces. Evan joined the financial industry with a belief and desire to make a difference and helping his clients to get to where they are or where they want to be in their life by envisioning and planning their future. Now, as a life designer and planner, he believes that life does not end with one's passing because life goes on with one's legacy. Most importantly, one must live the life of their own design. Now, learn more from Evan and his journey as he transitioned from wearing green to wearing suits as an entrepreneur and how he intends to help you live the life you want by your own design. So without any delays, let's invite upon Evan Tan. Hi, Evan.
Hi, Sakti.
Hi. Hey, Evan, first of all, I would like to thank you for joining us in the live chat amidst your busy schedule. Thank you so much.
No worries. It's my pleasure to be here.
And how has business been? Now right now we talk about after COVID break, circuit breaker, and we are talking about the new norm. So how has business been?
Business has been great. I think people are getting more recognition of how the entire situation is and how severe it may become in the future as well. So it actually prompts them to take a call to action, something to do about it, and it's been great so far.
Right, great. And so, Evan, I'm quite excited because I treaded the same path as yourself, being an ex-regular, and for me, I got enlightened after 12 years and decided to embark my journey, in the entrepreneurship world. So maybe let's talk about yourself. A brief introduction of yourself and the journey behind your current success.
Okay, my name is Evan. I was a regular. I was a commissioned officer for about 3+ years. And the bulk of my job scope actually involves leading and training the new generation of soldiers. But what actually made a very strong impact in the past few years of my life is that I actually made the transition from a commissioned officer, a regular paying job, into a self-employed in the financial planning industry. So to a lot of people, there's a lot of stigma in this industry, and they'll be like, of all jobs, why do you have to choose to do that? Why do you have to do this? But let me tell you, I am absolutely enjoying myself right now. And it gives me a lot more freedom, a lot more choice to decide for myself how I want to live my life.
Right. And definitely, Evan, being a SAF Army officer or commissioned officer, having a stable income, I'm sure you'd have made your own risk management before you went on your journey to become an entrepreneur. But I'm sure, there would have been concerns during that time. Any specific concerns you want to highlight to us?
I think the biggest concern about then to this job would always be about the uncertainty, because you are leaving a well-paying job, regular income, whether are you doing very well, very poorly, whatever, you are still going to get paid. You are still going to be able to put food on the table. But when you make that leap to come over here to be a self-employed, where everything really depends on your own effort, your own hard work, and that's a very different story, because you will never know what tomorrow might bring, what are the uncertainties involved in this. But yet, when I was making that decision from whether should I jump or should I not jump, should I stay, should I continue, whatever, the biggest question, or rather a quote struck me, was that whatever that you wanted is on the other side of fear. And that actually prompted me to take the leap of faith, go it, and just, see for yourself how is it be to be a business owner, to be an entrepreneur, to be able to decide everything and understand the consequences of your every decision.
Right. And Evan, I'm sure you had many options apart from just becoming an entrepreneur. But what really inspired, your transition from uniform to suit, into the entrepreneurship world?
Okay, I think for most people, where we have a regular paying job, you will be bounded by the boundaries of your employer because essentially they are paying for your time. So in my instance, I wanted the freedom to pursue my interests and most importantly, to be able to make my own decisions. I don't have to answer to HR if I want to go for a trip next week. I don't have to plan 3 months way in advance. I enjoy this kind of freedom. And most importantly, yes, stability is good. Whether you do it or not, you know that there's money coming in, always feels good. But it is not good enough to feed a man's dream. You have to decide for yourself whether are you slowly retrograding into your comfort zone when you know that, whether I do it good, I do it bad, there's money, I'm just able to survive. And most importantly, it doesn't sit well with me. I always believe in pushing your limits, and that's why I choose to make the jump. Because when you are placed in an area of uncertainty, when your back is against the wall, when you are trying to do more than just survive, you would do everything in your power to push it, to go for it, to go after what you want for yourself. And that is what I believe we should all do. That's why you design the kind of life that you want. You decide what you want to do with it.
Right. And, Evan, definitely, I mean, I believe that sometimes, when you compare the pros and cons, then you make a decision point of what is, there's always some consequences you got to pay for, right? When you are taking a decision to embark onto a journey, especially entrepreneurship. Now, in this case, I'm sure what mitigated your transition, because you were talking about the Life by Design program that you embarked on, right? So maybe let's talk about that the program itself that helped you entrepreneurship this journey in the financial planning industry.
Okay, my background was already in finance, so that in itself gave me a head start. But that was not enough to prepare me for the world, definitely. What the program actually has done for me is through its structured program, it has enabled me to cope with the steep learning curve. You have to understand that textbooks are textbooks. There are a lot more things that goes beyond a textbook where you need to feel, you need to experience it for yourself. And in this line of work, I would say the most important thing will always be human relations. You have to understand how do you interact with another, how do you approach another, and how do you maintain relationships. Sometimes you have to wear different hats as a friend, as an advisor, as someone who's objective to let them understand the magnitude of their decisions. And this entire program has brought me to new perspectives in the sense whereby, let's face it, when you have a friend coming into the financial planning industry, you always have a stigma, hey, why do you want to do this? Why do you join that? And to most of them, it's solely about selling insurance, it's product selling. But that's not the case for this program because it brought me into this position as a business owner to see the entirety of it, which allows me to do a lot more things: marketing, positioning, training, recruitment, more like that. But most importantly, when I was still a seedling, the sharings by my seniors actually gave me real life experiences. They helped me get over my fear of uncertainty and stability. How am I supposed to excel in this environment where it is so competitive? There are so many people out there. How do I make myself stand out? And I think the key portion of it I have to attribute it to is I have a mentor that guides me. Every time I have questions on will I be able to bring in sales, will I be able to do this? Is this job really for me? Um, my mentor was always there to talk me, to let me know that, these are questions that he himself has faced before. And this will always be the questions that many more that joins this industry will face. So it's about mitigating yourself and going at full speed to understand how do you push yourself to get what you want to do. Do I want to feel scared? Do I want to slowly retrograde into my comfort zone? Do I want to find a stable job? Do I want to do something else? These will always be persistent thoughts, but you have to understand when it comes to the end of the program, when I start piecing all my learnings together, I realize that from the business perspective, as a business owner, right now, no matter what problems you throw at me, whatever situations, I will be able to handle them.
Right. And, Evan, you were saying that you were from the financial background. So does that mean that individual have to have some kind of a financial background to be able to go through this course and embark on a entrepreneurship journey with the financial services? Or, I'm not, I'm definitely not in the financial, I've got no financial background. And I know a lot of them who don't. So do they need to be,
I would say that they wouldn't need to, but I cannot deny the fact that it helps as well. You have to understand that it's something that probably helps me understand the products better, how it's structured, how it works. But as I mentioned earlier on, the crux of this industry will always be human relations. You can always take the time to go and learn about your products, go and read up about it. And I believe if everybody puts in the same effort, what you know and what you will be able to see is all stated in the policy summary. What sets me apart from the rest with this program is that it has taught me it is not just about a salesman trying to sell a product. That one we all know. You go to a supermarket, you go to a sports apparel shop, anywhere, a salesman will always be trying to sell you something. But what we do here is that it brings me to see from the perspective of a business owner. I have to do my own marketing. I have to do my own training. I have to organize my own recruitment. And most importantly, the human skills. How do I maintain? How do I value add? How do I keep creating meaningful relationships with my clients, my friends, with my family? And that is how this program is like. There will always be two parts when you're coming to this. You can learn about products. The other part is how to create relationships.
Right. So am I right to say that the program itself is structured, it's progressive according to different people's way or the speed of learning, and at the same time is comprehensive where it just does not talk about products or about sales, but it's just one of those components, but it also talks about the human relationship, about the communication skills and so on. So it's quite comprehensive as well.
Yes,
All right.
definitely. And there's one thing that I would like to add on, is that this is a very interesting platform whereby compared to maybe the rest that I've been, it really sets your thinking apart and lets you think very differently. Very, very differently.
Yeah. And I also noticed that Evan, apart from being a financial advisor, you are also an associate estate planner, which means that you advise your clients to do wills about the importance of lasting power attorney. In fact, I know you guys work or have partnership with lawyer firms. Are these the added value that you are consistently giving your clients?
Yes, definitely. Because as I mentioned earlier on, it's human relations. It's more than just meeting them, selling them products. It's about how do you consistently bring value to the table. And this has a lot to do with self-discipline, has a lot to do with how you are consistently upgrading yourself. How do you bring solutions each time your client has a problem? And going back to the point of human relations, how do you make your customer think of you whenever they have a question? From the business perspective, it will always be about customer loyalty. We all know that it's definitely cheaper and easier to retain a customer than to acquire new ones. So you have to understand from business perspective, first thing is that we maybe close a sale, we make the person our client, but whether or not the sale goes through or not, this person has touched my life and I wish to maintain a meaningful relationship with them. So that years down the road, when you have a problem, you think of me. You have a celebration, you think of me. You have anything that you want to involve me with, sure, let me know. Because that's how I choose to maintain that relationship with my clients, with my friends, with my families. Everything is open, everything is transparent.
Yeah. That's awesome, Evan, because after speaking to many of our live chats, we spoke to a lot of experts, a lot of industry, experts out there. They've always, one thing, a common denominator within them is always the case of not making a sale, not making money, because these things are the underlying things that will come by the way. But I think it's always about value adding, right? To value the relationship with your clients, to value add. And I like the word that you used. They have touched your life, and likewise you want to make a difference to touch their life. And I think that is something I believe would have been a key for a lot of business owners out there. Now that you shared so much about this, Evan, now can you share with us some of your key takeaways from the program?
Okay, as I mentioned earlier on, this program is a blended program that leverages on technology to enable learning at a comfortable pace. Next thing you need to know is that whatever that I've learned from this program is definitely applicable if I were to transfer it elsewhere. If let's say I wish to, maybe start a new business, because I'm an entrepreneur, I always want to create solutions. I always want to make other people's lives easier. So how do I transfer these soft skills into a new business perspective? Let's say nowadays, there are a lot of service aggregators. When you look at Grab, when you look at Uber previously, when you look at Food Panda, Deliveroo, what do they actually do? They match a need to a want. People need to be fed for their hunger, and other people want to make business. How do I connect the two together? And this will be always from a very business perspective, where following this simple, model, how do you continue to start thinking about generating more income revenues? How do you start thinking about marketing? How do you start thinking about expansion? How do you start thinking about positioning, training, recruitment, HR? All these aspects actually come together and consistently think about value adding to your customers and as well as to your own business. So if you were to ask me, what is that thing that actually impact me the most, I cannot put a finger to it, because the program itself is so comprehensive. It has opened my eyes to new perspective as a business owner. Probably last time I would not be thinking, hey, maybe I need 2 revenue streams, but now I'll be thinking the more the merrier. As long as there's stability, I might, just let it be. But now it's like, okay, if I have to take a risk for something bigger and better for my customers, would I do it? I would. Because through the honing of skills, soft skills, technology, everything that comes into play, you learn, and everything, when pieced together, gives you this power to tackle everything, every problem, every situation with ease.
Right, great. And that's great. I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's about developing that business owner's mindset as well as business acumen. in running a business rather than just trying to make a sale and bring in your income. I think that is something that takes time for someone to develop, and Life by Design is able to help you to not only give you the skills and the knowledge, but to help you to integrate that in your business itself. Now, Evan, being an ex-army officer, I'm sure you have been trained to always have your goals, to always have a direction, a vision, and so on. So, if I may ask, what are your aspirations now that you're an entrepreneur, and you've been in the entrepreneur for about 1 year, and from what I've seen, and I've heard about you, you are up and coming. You're doing really well. So, what are your aspirations?
Okay, definitely, I wish to help more people understand the magnitude of their decisions, because you don't just look for an advisor, buy insurance, and then throw it back at the back of your head. You have to decide a lot of things that comes along with it, and most importantly, when it comes to financial planning per se, you have to decide the comfort now. Is it worth the sacrifice later in life? Let's say people like to indulge in bubble tea, Starbucks coffee, and when you start adding in all those little $5, $8, how will it actually impact your life later? Let's say towards retirement. A lot of people have said $1 million when I retire, but how many of us are actually working towards it? This brings about the point whereby you have to think about the future value and what it's worth when you contrast it against your current actions. And in order for money to be spent, you need to understand how money came about. How do you find out what is the best way for you to grow your money? And which is why we're all here in the financial planning industry to help you understand the magnitude of your decisions. Your $1 saved today might become $1.01 tomorrow, but it could be $2 in a month's time. It could be something way more than how minute it may seem right now. So definitely, I want to do a lot more, help a lot more people. And other than that, it may sound a bit huge right now, but you're quite an inspiration to me. I want to do my own channel next time as a business owner. I want to bring in my clients. I want to bring in more business owners to share their experiences with their journey, how it's been, and how they decide to overcome all of their hurdles. Because everybody will always need a chance to market ourselves, to position ourselves. And I'm thankful for the chance that you've given me today, and I hope to pay it forward to other aspiring entrepreneurs, to other business owners in the line as well.
That's great, Evan. First of all, when you were talking about aspirations, I could see that apart from the fact that you want to just draw out financial plans and help people, your clients, to plan their finances and so on, you also in the clarity of wanting to educate them, give them information, tell them what's happening around them, so that it's like at the fingertips. And I think this is where, as much as maybe I won't say it's education, but it's just constantly giving them the right information they need to make sound decisions. And yes, today COVID has taught us, and the new normal has taught us, that sometimes it doesn't have to be face to face, and that is where this live chat started. And Evan, sometimes my dad used to tell me that be careful what you ask for, because you never know when it becomes a reality. And up on the channel itself, I mean, if you really think that this is something that will help you, then why not? We can look forward for you to be running your own program in the Life by Design. And in fact, not very far, but anytime soon, for you to do this show, to educate and bring in your own group of experts and people that you can inspire. So would you be ready for that challenge if it's posted to you?
Sure, definitely. Like what I said, through the program, whatever situation, whatever problem you throw to me, I'll take it.
All right. That's the spirit. I love that. All right. So I can upfront say to all our viewers that you can expect Evan to coming up on the show not far from now. We'll make the arrangements, and a commitment given by me that Evan will be hosting a show, and hopefully from there he will take on and have his own show in the Bettery channel. And that is something that we are more than happy to help you out and get that journey started, Evan. And Evan, any word of advice for friends and peers who are unsure of their opportunities and career options in the midst of this COVID pandemic?
I mean, okay, let's face it. Whenever things of this scale hits us, I think it should always be consistent that you try to upgrade yourself, you take classes, you learn new skills, and always try to improvise yourself to bring value to the table. And that is what I've been doing all along as well. And what I would suggest is that come in, join us for the Life by Design program, because it actually allows you to see from various perspectives, different perspectives of business owners through your interactions with them, and understand what are their thought processes. How do I go about with, let's say, marketing, procurement, logistics, HR? Everything is inside. It's applicable to every different industry, correct? So it's just a matter of how do you tweak it to that specific industry that you want to do it. So join us. You will know, you will learn a lot more, and you will be confident to be able to tackle any situation or problem that comes your way.
So we are saying that for those of them who decide to embark on the Life by Design program, it's blended, it's on the move, and it's still progressive. So even for those of them who are already working, it still can be tailored to their needs according to their time. And also that they can use those life skills not only in the financial planning industry, but any other industry they decide to embark on, right?
Correct, definitely. You'll be able to carry these skills with you into all your endeavors, be it whether you choose to join or not, you decide that it's suitable or not. These skills are here to stay with you. It just depends on how you want to apply them.
Right. So if let's say they decide, hey, I want to know more information, so can they actually message you or give you a call through Facebook Messenger?
Yeah, sure. You can reach me Facebook, Insta, LinkedIn, anywhere. Just look for Evan Tan. I think you should be able to see me up there.
Right. So for the viewers out there, take note. If you want to know more about Life by Design, just feel free to message Evan. And we do have a Facebook page as well, I believe, Evan. So just check it out. But I think the best contact for now is just call Evan. And definitely, Evan, I'm very excited with the fact that you will be running a program soon, and I think that will be something that will, in a way, I think it's time to have somebody more younger and, more vibrant to be up on the show, right? It's time for me to hand it over to someone. And it seems like, since you wished for it, I think that I'm more than glad to do that, though I'm enjoying myself every time I'm on a live show. And apart from that, Evan, thank you so much. It's really been inspirational, hearing from you, a young and upcoming entrepreneur, and I think with so much fire and, being an ex-officer, I think one of the key inspiration that I receive is, willing to let go of a stable income for something that you felt is important to feed your dreams. I think that is something commendable. Well done, Evan. And really, I'm looking forward for you to reach to greater heights. And I from what I know that you are running for $1 million round table, which is the top 1% globally within the financial planning industry, and you are really reaching there. So that's awesome, Evan. Wish you all the best. And thank you so much, Evan.
Thank you. Thank you, Sakti.
All right. See you soon.
See you soon, bro.
All right. We had an awesome time with Evan. And yes, at last, I have another successor to carry on with the show if everything goes on well. So I will definitely have a session for Evan to host. And once again, thank you all of y'all for joining us for the live chat. Now, no live chat is complete without you. So thank you for spending the afternoon with us. Leave your comments and feedback so we can do it better just for you. Now it's time to say goodbye. So remember, there was none before me and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. And with the addition of Evan, now we maybe have two of us. All right. So yours truly, Shakti. See you next week and keep moving forward. See ya.